Mm. Good evening, beloved ones. It is wonderful to be here with you tonight. I know that for many of you it is different times of the day, tomorrow, yesterday, today. It is the moment where you realize that time is very relative. But I welcome each and every one of you, whether you are here now or you are viewing this at a later time. I'd like to begin our evening together for this very, very important subject that we will talk about. I want to begin by having you close your eyes. Take some nice deep breaths into your body. Each breath allowing you to relax your body, relax your mind. Relax your whole being into this moment. For just a few moments, let all the questions that are running through your mind and any heaviness that you have on your heart, just let it fall away. Every breath brings you deeper into the moment. Every breath brings you to this moment, this breath, this heartbeat. Welcome my energy into your being. Let me hold you in this moment. Let me support you comfort you. So be it. And just with your hearts, reach out to each other right now. Almost as if you are joining hands. Allow yourself to feel the strength of all who are here with you for common ground in this moment. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to be supported as you allow yourself to support all that are with you here and now. Wonderful. Now take a deep breath and on the exhale, let go of the meditation. And you may open your eyes. Thank you for joining me tonight. And thank you for your willingness to support each other and allow yourself to be supported. These are very diverse times. That's the word that I'm going to use. Diverse. There is a lot going on, both in the physical and the non-physical. Now I realize that many of you are shocked, stunned, surprised, sad at the results of the recent election. And some of you may be very happy because it went the way you wanted it to go. And as my usual spin on things, it may not be what I say tonight, may not be what you thought you came here to hear. So I ask you to please listen with an open heart and an open mind. Your soul is already open. Just let your heart and mind come into alignment as you listen to my words, as you feel my energy, and as you bask in my love. So, as many of you know that have been with me for a while, I love everyone. You are all my beloved children. So please understand that that extends not only to each one of you, but to the United States new president-elect as well. And that might seem shocking, but you also must remember that I am not bound by human constraints, ideas, paradigms, or even emotions. I see each of your individual souls as the glorious beings that you are, right? So what's going on in your world is a lot of change and shift. And what is important for each of you to understand is that when change occurs, the change itself is neither good or bad. It is the way you perceive the change that creates whatever it is that you're feeling, all right? So the United States is one of the countries of the world that still holds quite a bit of power, economically, politically, socially, environmentally, and all these things, whether you perceive it for good or bad, it simply is what it is now. That is shifting, and it's a good thing that it's shifting. Holding so much power around the globe, it offers too many temptations to become involved in things that possibly you should not be involved in. And so once the power begins to equalize between the United States and other countries, better things will happen for the world at large. And that holds true for all the other bigger countries that have power economically, politically, socially, and in other ways. So what you all are moving towards globally is a more united Earth. And this is going to take a while. And there are always going to be those who don't want this. They see it as a threat to independence. And for some, that is going to be their truth and their reality. But without getting too deeply into future predicting, it is inevitable that you all become more unified globally. Once the internet happened, and that's what's so great about what's happening in this moment, is I am speaking to how many people are here? 81 people here right now. And if you looked at this room, it's larger than Daniel's last office, but it's still certainly not big enough to fit 81 people. That is for certain. So there are wonderful ways that you are all being able to come together globally that did not exist for you until now. And so whether you like it or not, you are all evolving towards a global experience. And that is not going to be easy, because every time that you come together, you have to let go of things. You have to let go of preconceived ideas. You have to let go of prejudices that have long been held in a culture, in a household, in a country, in a state, in a region, but most importantly, in the heart of an individual. You are moving through barriers and boundaries. And many of you felt that the time was good for a woman to be president of the United States, because this would be one more boundary that you could move through. You had just had a man for 8 years who was half Caucasian and half African American. And so that was a great breakthrough. And so you felt, yes, now it is time for a woman. But what you must understand, that it goes far beyond a man of color who was president, far beyond. People had to confront very deep held beliefs and prejudices. And when they were given the chance, for some, they did not want to cross another barrier. They were not ready. Think about your own life. When you know there is something that you have to surrender, it's been a problem, it's been a problem, it's been a problem, and you want to let it go, but you can't for some reason. You work on it a little bit, you get frustrated because you're not getting the results you wished for, you give up for a while, you go back to doing this thing that is very destructive to you, and then finally, you become ready to say, okay, I have to let this go. I have to let this go. I need to let this go. And for the first time ever in my life, I want to let this go. And so I am now ready, willing, and able to let this go. And you know that can be a very long process. Sometimes it can take decades for you to let go of deep-seated fears, prejudices, things that you may never have thought they were a prejudice until your consciousness grew your heart grew, your capacity for empathy and compassion grew, and then all of a sudden you look at this belief you've held for most of your life and you think, that is narrow, that has facets of prejudice that I never knew until this very moment. And yet, even in the awareness, that's only the beginning of letting it go, of surrendering a mindset, a way of viewing the world and others who inhabit it. So, what happened in the United States is an upsurge of that feeling that we're not ready. We know we have to let it go. We know on some level of our being that we are moving into unity on this planet. Does that mean there won't be any more wars? No. But governments are being more cooperative. You look at the European Union, they are doing their best to try to unify. There's lots of kinks that are being worked out. And you saw it in England when they want to leave the European Union. It's the same thing that just happened in the United States. A period of unification, of crossing boundaries, and then everyone saying, it's too much, I'm not ready. I can't let it go, not yet. But here is where the glory lies. It is a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time, a little bit more at a time. And soon you are crossing boundaries that you never thought you would see crossed in a lifetime. And yet they are expanding, they are becoming more inclusive. Things do change. And in many ways, they change for the better. But what I would tell each and every one of you, this is the most important element of my message tonight. For those of you that felt you took a very big step back with the election, for those of you that felt that something very precious was taken from you, and that you are feeling despair because it seemed as though the country took back some of the gains that they had just made. If this is what you are feeling now, then recognize that just like yourself, when you are trying to shift something, you have to saturate in the shadow before you are willing to reach for the light. And the collective is no different. Fortunately, though, the saturation happens in pockets. It's not as if the whole world has to saturate in darkness before you can reach for the light. It happens in pockets, but it always tends to go in that direction. So your United States requires more saturation in shadow in order to prepare to let go and make room for more light. You are being called to action. When you see that your community, wherever you live, your community, your city, your country, your state, your region is saturating in shadow, you as a spiritual being must realize that this is your call to action. Grieve if you wish, celebrate if you wish. It simply depends on your perspective. You may see the new president as not shadow, but as a ray of light. And I'll tell you, you are right. He is. I know some of you are saying, what? No, that's shocking. But always, people are mixed. They are light and they are shadow. It is never black or white. Do not make that mistake. It is never black or white. What you are saturating in, I will tell you, beloved ones, it's an important energy. You are saturating in the energy of wanting some power, some deity, some larger structure of government to solve your problems. And throughout the history of humanity, and I do not exaggerate, throughout the history of humanity, whenever any type of government or council is formed, there is always diversity, there is always divergent opinions, there is always different perspectives, even when those perspectives can be harmonious, always different. And that is as it should be. Don't wait to create the world you wish to inhabit. Don't wait for anyone to do it for you. Just let that sink in. It may not be enough anymore for you to live a good life, to embrace light and love as much as you can, and not do service out in the world. If this election has touched you deeply, or whether it's in joy or it has enraged you, if it has touched you deeply, you must recognize this as a call to action. What that action is going to be up to you, but it will be service related. Does it mean that you have to work your fingers to the bone and become a martyr to try to force change? No, 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 and no. What it means is that you are being called from inside of you, because there are plenty of people out in the world and in the United States who, even if their candidate did not win, they're not that upset. They think, it's just one more politician. But if you felt this change deeply, then you are being called to action. And what aspects of this change bother you the most, that's where you're being called to serve, right? So if you watch this candidate, you perceive this candidate, and you felt his shadow in relation to what he said about women, and that's where it triggered you the most. That's where you felt not just anger or frustration, it went beyond that. There was something inside of you that said, no, no, this is not, his version of women is not how I want to live. And it's not how I want to honor the women in my life, or if you are a woman, or self. If what he said about people from other countries, other religions, or the economics, whatever it is that touched you the most deep, that is what you are called into service. And there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of ways to serve in your community, in the wider world. You can, yes, give money to organizations that reflect your values and your direction, your vision, your perception. Yes, that's wonderful, but go a step further. Get involved. If it's women, then think about mentoring young girls, whether you are a male or female. Think about being a mentor to young women, to teach them, to show them, to inspire them and encourage them that they are equal. Because until there is a tipping point in this country and around the world, until there is a tipping point where each woman believes herself the equal of anyone else, then you will have equality, and not before. Men contribute to the inequality. They affect a woman's belief in her inequality, but they do not cause inequality. It is women that cause and perpetuate inequality because of how they believe about themselves. Could men improve their attitudes? Yes, of course. But it's the individual, whether you are a man or a woman, it is how you perceive yourself that matters. And if there are enough women in the world who perceive themselves as unequal, less than, then it will be so. If you believe you are equal, then you will never tolerate getting less pay for the same job. You'll find a company that pays you the same as the men get paid. Or you'll go off and start your own company and hire all women and pay them fabulous salaries and fantastic benefits and wonderful vacation times and whatever else you want to do. You must feel yourself to be equal. the more women that know their worth, then there will be no question of a woman's worth. Do you understand? So if that matters to you, if that's what really got you going during this election, then it is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful for you to feel that call to help young girls, women, older women. It doesn't matter. But when you are called to serve, you must answer that call with love. You must serve with love. Please don't serve because you want to force change. You want to make things happen. Answer the call because it feels good to answer the call, because you know that when you serve, just to serve, not to get anything back, but serve because you love it, because it feels good, not to run yourself ragged or down to the bone, but because it feels good to give. When you serve from there, then you make change happen. Then you affect change, powerful change. Buy all your products from companies that employ women fairly, that have fair practices. If the environment is vital to you, then buy your products from companies that are not just making organic or natural foods or things, but that they are environmentally healthy. The packaging, the delivery, all these things, seek it out, seek it out, seek it out. You are the change. What is that glorious, wonderful saying in your culture? Yes, be the change that you want to see in the world. Feel your feelings around this shift on your planet. Feel that. Whatever you need to feel, let it all out. Whether it's joy or rage or frustration, hopelessness, whatever you're feeling, just feel it. Let it be. And listen for that call to action. You are powerful. Please don't ever believe otherwise, because you rob yourself and the world of your glory. You are powerful. Your power, your life. To share that with others is extraordinary. You are surrounded with the beauty of your world. Nature is an extraordinary force that is here to help you, to ground you, to infuse you with life and energy. Be a part of Mother Earth's health. Serve Mother Earth. Don't wait for your government, for your politicians. Involve yourself, yes, of course, but recognize that change comes slow for everyone, and especially the collective. but you all are moving in the right direction. Stops and starts, but the fact that you all can say, I want to live in a place where all are considered equal, regardless of gender, race, religion, or economic background. That no matter what your beliefs, no matter how you view the world, you want to live in a place where all are welcome. And because in this life you are a spiritual seeker, you are choosing love over fear to the best of your ability, then you have to lead the way, my beloved ones. You cannot wait for others anymore. You have to be the one to lead. You are pioneers. And so this is where you get to practice it. All those people that elected Donald Trump, you get to love them. You get to see them as your equal. And if you don't, then you have work to do. Don't look to them, look to self. If you look down on them, or you feel that you are superior and that they just don't know what they are doing, think again. They knew what they were doing for themselves. And if you think that they did not have all the facts, maybe they didn't. Maybe for them, facts don't really matter, but feelings do. And they felt they wanted this man to lead this country. You get to love them, forgive them, and feel them, speak of them, know them as equals. That is how you bring your world into unity. When you can recognize the differences and still, even if you don't agree, you don't have to agree. Equality is not about agreement. Energetic unity in love is not about agreement. Love is about love. Forgiveness is about forgiveness. And divergent opinions will always exist. Always. And you get to honor that. This is an opportunity for you. I encourage you to go deeply into your feelings about this. Look for your own prejudice. Maybe your prejudice is not about skin color, but about education. You might feel you are more educated than the people who voted for this man. And how do you feel about that, really? What's really going on in there? Do you believe that the inequality with women is the fault of men? There is no fault. You are all human. You are all affecting each other. But more importantly, the beliefs of the individual affect your own life. Whether you are man or woman, if you feel you are equal to everyone in this world, then you are not bothered by inequality. You treat others as equals because you know they are, just as you are equal to them. It becomes a non-issue. Always public events will happen in such a way that you are given the opportunity to look very deeply at yourself. Where is your love? Where is your forgiveness? Where is your light? So what I'm going to ask you to do, for those of you that were not happy with the way the election went, that do not, that perceive the American president-elect Donald Trump as someone who is of terrible shadow, if that is your perception, I want for you to pray for this man and all the people that voted for him. Every day you will pray for them. And in your prayer, you will ask Spirit, you will ask God to grant them all the things that you want for yourself, whether that is health, vitality, abundance, a deeper spiritual life, more peace, or whether you want your soulmate, whatever it is that you want for yourself. In this life, you will ask Spirit to grant that to Mr. Trump and all those that voted for him. And for those of you that are happy with the election, you will do the opposite. You will pray for Hillary Clinton and all those that voted for her. You will pray that they receive everything in this life that you want for yourself. And if you want to all take it a step further, each and every one of you can pray for both, for everyone, for both candidates and all those that voted for them. Pray that they have everything in this life that you want for yourself. Because this is love. This is forgiveness. This is unity. And as spiritual beings, my lovely ones, this is really what you want. You want peace and you want unity. And so there are two elements for that. There is forgiveness through prayer, an inner contemplation of your own being, your own attitudes, your own perceptions, and there is service, right? So inner prayer and forgiveness and service. Answer your call to action. Go and be a part of organizations that are doing what you feel passionate about in the world, whether it's equality, whether it's the environment, whether it's homelessness. It doesn't matter, whether it's literacy, whether you think education creates more power, more equality, then focus on that. Give of yourself. Give of your life, your energy, your love, your enthusiasm. Be a part of life. Don't sit back and wait and complain. Become depressed and overwhelmed. You don't need to. You don't need to. Be a part of the solution because it's out there. It's happening right now. That's what we're doing right here, right now. This is part of the solution. You come here, you open yourselves to receive love, to receive comfort, to receive understanding. So go out and give it away. Just give all the love you're getting here tonight. Just give it away. There is no them. There is only we, us. Cross the divide. Reach out your hand. Extend the olive branch and work towards peace and love. You don't have to fight to get there, but you do have to show up consistently. That is how you change yourself, your life, your government, your councils, and slowly, 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 you come into unity globally. You all have saturated in the shadow, your own selves and in the collective. You feel where you need to go to find that unity and peace. Let yourself answer the call to action. Let it come from love. Let it be all about love. Because in the end, that is what you are here to give and receive. Practice, practice, practice. I know that we have run over a little bit, but I would like to spend some time with you in prayer and meditation here at the end. So close your eyes. Take deep breaths into your body. Feel the peace that resides in your soul. The peace that cannot be taken from you by any government, individual, jail cell, or perceived punishment. This is the peace that you were born with, the peace of your soul, that knows its eternal being, will never end, will only evolve. It is your resting place. Now for all of you that are listening from other countries of the world, hold all the leaders in your heart and everyone that put them in office. And for those in the United States, try to hold the other party in your heart. To just love them and pray that these leaders and those who put them in power, gave them responsibility and authority, pray that they have all the things in life that you want for yourself. Name them individually. Health, happiness, abundance, whatever it is. Breathe that energy into all you hold in your heart in this moment. Give it to them freely, without expectation. You are equal and they are equal. Feel the equality of all human beings in this world. Love only knows equality. Love only knows forgiveness. And love especially knows service. Wonderful. You may open your eyes. I promise each and every one of you that no one country, person, or small group of people will be allowed to break the world. Please remember that Mother Earth is her own entity. And trust me when I tell you that she knows how to take care of herself. And at this point, she is in a symbiotic relationship with human beings, very much so. And it is not time for that to end. So please, step out of worry. It does not serve you. And step into action. Take action. It will get you involved, help you to fall in love, to feel inspired, and to give of that which has been so freely given to you in your life. Teach others how to obtain what you have obtained, the peace and the joy and the depth of spirit that you experience today. Share it with others. And I promise you, you will know peace. I love you. You, the individual. I love you, beloved one. And I love all of you. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Extend your forgiveness and your love. Because it's the way you really want to live. It's where your heart is at, my dears. No point in resisting. Let love carry you. Namaste.